Ollie, now the Prime Minister says the Metropolitan Police have the government's absolute and total backing to crack down on any trouble amid debate over a pro-Palestinian protest planned for Armistice Day, and that's this Saturday. However, Sunak does not believe all demos calling for a ceasefire in Gaza are hate marches, as suggested by his Home Secretary, Suella Braverman. Some are urging the police to ban the gathering, but organisers maintain that the demonstration will not take place on or near Whitehall or around the Cenotaph. Well, founder and director of the New Culture Forum, Peter Whittle, joins me now in the studio.
Hi, Martin.
Hi, Peter. So this has really got people going now. We're only days away from Armistice Day. The 2-minute silence has already indicated it's going to be desecrated by some more militant activists. The question is, can it be banned, or is it simply too late to do that?
I think that we're almost past that point, actually, now, Martin, in the sense that I think a lot of people will turn up anyway, because you might know that Germany and France banned marches, and it didn't stop people marching.
Right.
These people, including many people outright supporting terrorism in Hamas, feel they've got the wind in their sails. And so I think that the idea that there would be any kind of decency or thought about Remembrance Sunday or indeed Armistice Day is absolutely out of the window. There won't be.
Because the organisers maintain, I mean, they would do that, they won't go near it. It would be starting 3 hours after the silence itself. The question is, do we believe them? And even if the organisers say that, we can't control anybody and everybody within that mob.
No, I mean, the fact is, Martin, I have no faith in the authorities. I have no faith in the police. I don't see how anyone could have faith in the police after the way they've behaved over the past 3 weeks. This is going to continue. I think that the people who are on these marches largely don't even know what Remembrance is about, and much less do they care. I care enormously. What I would like to see, I hope that people wake up to what I think is actually a civilizational moment in many ways. And if there was one argument for this march to go ahead in its entirety, it would be so that people could actually see, finally, what these people are.
You think if skirmishers or worse were to break out, particularly around the Cenotaph, around that moment, and we saw that, by the way, on Saturday, there were veterans and patriots on one side of the road at Whitehall across from the Cenotaph, and protesters goading and shouting and issuing death threats to them. If that were to happen during the sacred moment at that sacred place and things did escalate, nobody wants that, surely.
No, good Lord, no. Look, nobody wants it, but the fact is, people have had this visited on them. Nobody asked for this situation. Through decades, no one has asked for the situation of mass immigration from Muslim countries. Nobody has asked for that. They are now being made, if you like, to suffer the consequences of some of it. And this makes me very angry. What I would say to people is, no, look, no one's wanting there to be civil disruption, but at the same time, I think what people could do is come out and support the armistice and indeed wear their poppies with pride and do it peacefully and actively, but perhaps in a way that they haven't before, that actually to really sort of, go to your local memorial and basically, show respect for the fallen. I think that is what people really could do, and totally peacefully, of course.
I have to ask you about multiculturalism here, because if we are having an integration debate, surely the best way to show that multiculturalism is working and integration is healthy and possible is to observe absolutely moments like this at places like this. That would be the best advert for it. But do you fear that that's not what some of these people want? They actually want to deliberately stoke division at places like this, at times like this, specifically because they know it hurts us?
Yes, I think that, as I said, the idea that somehow people can be brought together by things like Remembrance Day, even though, of course, they should do, is for the birds. I don't think that is going to happen anymore. And I think that basically the idea of integration even is simply impossible when you have the scale of immigration that we have. It's absolutely impossible. And I think that what we have now is we've had a complete lack of political leadership, but when it comes to the government, when it comes to the police, total cowardice, I would say, and also just not quite getting the extent of the problem, actually.
If we do see something unpleasant on Saturday, how damaging do you think that would be to the fabric of British society?
I think the damage is already being done. I mean, we've had people going, look, never forget this, and people say this is just about Palestine. When we had that terrible, brutal, just grotesque attack on Israel on the 7th of October, people were already outside the Israeli embassy before Israel had even lifted a finger. That should tell you everything. They were already there. This is not just about Palestine. This is pure anti-Semitism and, in many cases, support for, well, we've heard it, support for Hamas, a proscribed terrorist organisation. If you're going to go by the book, the police should not have let any of these things happen from the very start.
Peter Whittle, sobering stuff. Thank you for joining us on GB News today. Much appreciated.